Hello, Yawan students. Welcome back again to remote learning for TTC through radio lessons. My name is Teacher Emma. I'll be taking you through today's interesting lesson. To support continued learning, Rwanda Education Board is partnering with UNICEF and other partners to support remote learning for all levels of education, including TTC. Today, we are going to be looking at a very interesting topic, and it's an introductory lesson to psychology, which is in accordance with Unit 10 from Year 1 syllabus. And it is linked with other lessons on human development. We will learn about the branches of psychology and the usefulness of psychology to teachers. My friends, as usual, ensure that you are in a safe and free environment from disruption, and you have, as usual, a pen and a notebook. I also want to call upon Year 2 and Year 3 student teachers also to follow, because this is one way you are also making revision. And I want also to call upon my fellow tutors, wherever you are, but also thank you, those who have participated in these lessons. And please support our students in case they have questions regarding the lessons that we teach on radio. As we start our lesson, I want us to think about this scenario. Are you ready, my friends? Very good. Mohini is a troubled boy in a P5 class. He refuses to participate in class activities. He even does not try to do his schoolwork or homework. He believes nothing he does will make any difference, and he sees himself as doomed to fail in school. Mohini is very quiet, and it is very difficult to know how to help him out. Have you heard? Let me repeat. Mohini is a troubled boy in primary 5 class. He refuses to participate in class activities. He even does not try to do his school homework. He believes nothing he does will make any difference, and he sees himself as someone doomed to fail in school. Mohini is very quiet, and it is very difficult to know how to help him. Now, my friends, I want you to think about steps you can take to help Mohini to become a positive, open, and engaged learner. Let me repeat this. I want you to think about steps you can take to help Mohini to become a positive, open, and engaged learner. My dear friends, don't forget this scenario. We shall come back to this scenario later. Now, I told you about the interesting lesson that we have today, which is about psychology. What is psychology? I want you to take a few seconds to think about what psychology is. Very good. Let me give you some keywords to support your thinking. Okay? Are you ready? So as you think about these are some of the keywords. Behavior, mental processes, and science. Let me repeat. The keywords: behavior, mental processes, and science. Now, my friend, what is psychology? Good. So, psychology can be defined as a systematic scientific study of behavior and mental processes in relation to their environment. Let me repeat. A systematic scientific study of behavior and mental processes in relation to their environment. The scientific study of human mind and its functions, especially those affecting behavior in a given context. So, the key terms in psychology are mental processes, behavior, and environment or context. So, simply stated, psychology is about human beings think, what they think, and how this affects the way they behave in the environment. I want to repeat this because this is very important for you students. I'm saying that it can be simply stated that psychology is about how human beings think, what they think, and how this affects the way they behave in their environments. Does that make sense, my friends? Okay. Now, my dear students, the field of psychology is very extensive. In other words, it's very wide. And it has a number of branches, or some of the major branches that we are going to look at. One, I want you to take note of this. There is behavioral psychology. And I want you to take note of the key word there, which is behavioral. Behavioral psychology. What do you think that deals with? Study of human behaviors. Of course. Then, that's number one. Number two, we have cognitive psychology. Cognitive. What does that mean? Thinking, the mental. Are we together, my friends? Number three, developmental psychology. So what does it focus on? The human developmental processes that as humans we go through. We also have the personality psychology. Psychology goes deep in identifying or in trying to understand the personality of different individuals. We also have social psychology. Humans are social beings. So, social psychology digs deep in knowing how do people relate to one another. But we also have biological psychology. When I talk of biological psychology, now this goes deep in looking at where do we come from. But we also have the psychosocial psychology. Now, my dear friends, you find these are the 7 main branches of psychology. Please note that education psychology cuts across these branches of psychology because when children's right to education is respected and children are in school, they go through the major stages of life like babyhood, childhood, teenage or adolescence, young adults, and adults, all in the hands of who? Teachers. Do you see the important role you and I and everyone else wanting to be a teacher, the role you are going to be playing in all these people's life. As children progress through these stages, human development is happening, or it is manifested through growing, maturing, and changing. As teachers, we should be aware of different domains of human development. We have, and I want you also to take note of these, we have the cognitive or the mental development. We have the language development. We have the physical development. When we talk of the physical, we're talking of the categories of gross motor and fine motor skills. We also have social development. And we also have emotional development. So, my friend, when we talk about the processes, the human development processes that we go through, all these aspects that I've mentioned are part and parcel of that process. Because when a child is born, their mental, the cognitive development starts. In other words, their brain develops as they keep growing. Likewise, they are born and the only thing they can do is crying. But then, slowly, they pick up the language and they start speaking. Maybe we shall look deeper into those in our coming episodes. This lesson is about the importance of psychology in education. So, we shall not dwell much on these other broad aspects of psychology. Are we together, my friends? Are we together? Very good. Let's have this small warm-up. Can you stand up? Very nice. Do you remember? I taught you a rhyme, did I? About the mango tree. Do you remember those? Yes. Can we try that again? Good. I want you to hold your waist. Let me remind you, if you happen to have forgotten. Shake, shake the mango tree. Shake, shake the mango tree. Mango yellow, mango green. One for you and one for me. Shake, shake the mango tree. Now that you have remembered the rhyme, let us again say the rhyme and do the actions. And I want you to shake your mango tree. I want to see mangoes falling down. Ready? Good. Shake, shake the mango tree. Shake, shake the mango tree. Mango yellow, mango green. One for you and one for me. Shake, shake the mango tree. Are we there, my friends? Very good. Wonderful. Let me tell you, my friends, when you go to class to teach, those are some of the tools that you need to have with you to make sure that you keep your learners motivated, you keep learners interested in the task. So practice as much as you can as we learn in these radio lessons. My friends, now that we have seen that psychology is a systematic scientific study of and mental processes in relation to their environment. So the scientific study of human mind and its functions, especially those affecting behavior in a given context. When we have children in class, they come from different families. They come from different backgrounds. And they behave differently. As teachers, we need to learn psychology it is very important because when you learn about human behavior, you are able to handle different behaviors that are within your classroom. Very, very critical. And with this, I want to remind you, my friends, never treat children or never think that children are the same. Children must be treated individually. So, as simply stated, psychology is about human beings, the way they think, what they think, and how this affects the way they behave in their environment. Are we together, friends? You remember the scenario I read for you at the very beginning of this lesson about the young man in class 5 who does not want to do anything to do with classwork, who does not even do homework, who does not want to talk to anybody. So these are some of the children that we have within our classes. So, learning psychology helps us to be able to know children's behaviors or people behaviors and how they affect their learning, how they affect them being social beings, and how they can affect their future if not attended to. Are we together, my friends? Now, I want us to really think deep about this young man. What do you think are some of the challenges this young man is having? Remember, he does not talk to anybody. He's an introvert. Have you seen some of the students in your class who never talk to anybody? Good. So, all those are people that we have to deal with as teachers. But the most important thing is for you to be able to learn how to handle them. So that is the importance of learning psychology. Now, my friends, I want us to introduce one more perspective here. Human thinking is not independent of environment they live in. Their experiences of human beings, beliefs and systems, things they see, they hear, they eat, and do, always have got a significant influence on how they think, and then a repeated cycle of what they do. Let me repeat this. This is very important for you students. The perspective that I'm talking about here is that human thinking is not independent of environment that they live in, the experiences of human beings, beliefs and systems, things that they see with their eyes, they hear with their ears, and they eat or do. They have a significant influence on how they think, and then a repeated cycle of what they do. My dear friends, this is something that is very important. This is a very important topic because it relates exactly and it helps us to think deep on the nature of students that we have in our classes. The environment that our student in class 5, where he comes from, could be a challenge. The people that our friend lives with could be a challenge to his academic success in class, or the class itself. So, always as teachers, when children come to class, we have to be mindful of the environment where they come from, beliefs and systems, where they come from, what they eat, what they see, what they do. My friends, I had students in class who always wanted to kick, throw legs, throw hands. And when I explored that students, I found out that at home, this student is exposed to a lot of kung fu movies. And every time the child is playing with others, is fond of kicking them. So sometimes the environment where our children come from always play a very important role. So this is why psychology is a broad field with many branches. Now, I want us to go back and think about a scenario of Mohini, the boy that we are looking at. Mohini is a troubled boy in class 5. Remember? He refuses to participate in class activities. Have you seen students, even in your classes at college, who do not participate in class activities? He even does not try to do his school homework. Have you ever been in a situation where you come back to class and you have not done your homework? What could have been a problem? And now for our friend Mohini, believes nothing he does will make any difference. Oh, that is so bad. Because he sees himself as someone who is doomed to fail. That is very dangerous. Mohini is very quiet. It is also difficult to know how to help him. Now, my friends, even at college, do you have this type of students? Do you have these as your classmates? Or do you have some of the traits that we are seeing in Mohini? If so, what is the problem? Okay. You had time to think about Mohini. Now, my friends, what are some of the steps that we can take to help him to become a positive, open, and engaged learner? Do you think it's possible? Of course, yes. Mohini is like any of us. What he needs, it is people around him that understand him. So as teachers, we are supposed to care about inclusion. When I talk about inclusion, what does that mean to you, my friends? An inclusive education is education that caters for all children, individual differences. Remember, we said children are not the same. As a teacher to be, you must bear this in mind, that children are totally different beings. They have different characters, they have different behaviors, they have different likes, they have so many things that makes them different from one another. So, you want to make sure that all your learners participate equally in class in all the activities that you set. My friends, the scenario of Mohini indicates to us as teachers the importance of psychology in education and the need for us to learn it in order to be able to help learners such as Mohini. Now, my friends, when you go for your teaching practice, you are going to see what I'm discussing with you in reality. you are going to meet children of different categories. You are going to meet children who talk a lot. These ones, we call them extroverts. And you also meet those who don't talk like Mohini, who we call introverts. So, what are the possible reasons for Mohini's behavior? Let us try to think of some of them. Do you think Mohini's rights are violated somewhere? Do you think maybe his survival rights are not respected? Maybe he does not have food, shelter, medical care, or maybe he does not even have a home. Maybe his developmental rights are violated. Maybe he is discriminated at home. Or maybe he suffers child labor. Are we together, my friends? So, do you have such children within your environment? So, maybe his participation rights are violated. Maybe he does not have the freedom to play with other children. Maybe he's not allowed to express himself on how and what he feels about home. Maybe Mohini's behavior is related to abnormalities around human development domains of cognitive development, ability to count, write, and subtract numbers, social development domains, ability to work in a team, language development domains, ability to say what he thinks and feels honestly, physical development and fine motor domains, ability to use his body to complete actions, emotional development domain, development of internal senses of right and wrong. So all these, or the physical one. So you realize that until now, we do not know the exact cause of Mohini's behavior. That is how extensive psychology is. And that is why, as teachers, we need to learn and understand all aspects of psychology to enable us to help our learners. Are we together, friends? So, as we come to the end of this lesson, thank you so much for your participation. The homework I'm giving you, take time and look at people within your environment. See what their behavior is. This lesson has been developed by Rwanda Education Board in collaboration with UNICEF, Help a Child, Right to Play, and Inspire, Educate, and Empower Rwanda. Thank you so much. Until next time, goodbye